Hey, dragonflies, it's time for another lesson with Kelso. All right. So remember, Kelso gave us 9 ways with his poster to solve problems. He says there's 2 kinds of problems, small problems and big problems, okay? And we use his poster and the 9 ways for solving small problems, problems that cause us to have feelings of being annoyed or bothered. But big problems are scary and they're dangerous. And big problems, we have to get help from adults that we trust. Even adults who have big problems get help from other adults because they're big problems. So, repeat after me. Go to another game. Talk it out. Share and take turns. Ignore it. Walk away. Tell them to stop. Apologize. Make a deal. Wait and cool off. Those are 9 ways to solve small problems that Kelso gave us. So now we're going to think about our feelings and how our feelings can be like the weather.
Today we're going to learn about emotions, feelings, and moods. We're going to learn where they come from, what they look like, and what to do when you have them. Have any of you ever had a feeling?
Mad, sad, happy.
Wow, you guys already know a lot of feelings. Are there any others?
Frustrated, bored, excited, anxious, tired, proud.
You can have different feelings throughout the day because they change, just like the weather changes. It can be sunny in the morning, windy in the afternoon, and rainy at night.
Will I always notice that I'm feeling something?
No, Jack, sometimes we don't even notice our feelings.
Like it's a sunny day and you don't even notice the weather.
So this is what we already know. We all have feelings, all the time, even when we don't know we're having feelings. Feelings are part of us just like the weather's part of the world. And they can change, just like the weather changes. Okay, big question. Is it okay to have feelings?
Maybe.
Is it okay to be a sunny day?
Yes.
Well, of course it is. And if feelings for us are like the weather for the world, is it okay to have feelings?
Yes.
Is it okay to have strong or stormy feelings?
Maybe. I don't know.
Is it okay to have strong weather, like a super stormy day?
Yes.
And if feelings for us are just like the weather for the world, is it okay to have strong feelings?
Yes.
Exactly. We all have strong feelings. Feelings are simply how we respond to things that happen to us.
Okay, I like that. Feelings are just how we respond to things that happen to us. They're not good, they're not bad, they just are. So, let's talk about our brains, okay? So there are 3 main parts to our brain that we're going to talk about. The first part is the PFC, the prefrontal cortex, okay? And the prefrontal cortex is really important because it helps us solve problems. It helps us to pay attention, make good choices. It's there to really help us do what we need to do, in school especially, but anywhere. It's what helps us solve problems. Next part we're going to talk about is the amygdala. Now say amygdala. Yeah. So the amygdala is our security guard, okay? And the security guard's job is to try to protect us. And so if it senses danger, it might say, hey, it's time to fight, or take flight, or freeze, or faint, or flinch, okay? So fight, that's pretty obvious. We have to protect ourselves, okay? Flight means trying to get away. just get away from what might be dangerous, okay? Freeze is what your body does when you don't know what to do and you just freeze like a statue. Faint is kind of like falling asleep, okay? You fall. It can be dangerous because depending on where you are, you might hit a table or a chair if you faint, okay? So it can be really dangerous. And flinch is what we do when we get startled. Like if someone were to slam a door, we would go, oh, what was that? It startles us. Those are all protective responses, and the amygdala is the part of our brain that is there to try to protect us. The problem is it tries to take over and take charge. But really, the amygdala is not good at making decisions. That's our PFC that's really good at making decisions. Okay. The last part of the brain that we're going to talk about is the hippocampus. And the hippocampus, it saves everything. You think of it like a library that stores everything. It stores all of our memories, everything. And the hippocampus is there to help us just remember stuff, okay? You might even call it like a hard drive, okay? So we have three parts: the prefrontal cortex, the amygdala, and the hippocampus. So, one of the things that happens when our amygdalas take over, when they sense danger, remember they're the security guard, is that we get worked up. And what happens is it disengages our prefrontal cortex. It makes it so that we can't really think through what to do with a problem. So we have to have ways to calm down. And so we have several ways. Belly breathing is one. Balloon breaths is another. Faucet breaths works. Hot cocoa is a favorite. And in addition to breathing, you might think about doing something like coloring or drawing. For me, I like to do things with my hands. That helps me calm down, and it also helps me focus on something that I can do. And that way I can calm down, and then my prefrontal cortex can actually think through what are the best solutions for this problem that I'm facing. Okay, well, let's do a quick review. So, small problems make us feel frustrated or angry, sad, embarrassed, annoyed. Okay, and big problems are scary, and they cause us to worry. They're dangerous. Someone could get hurt, and they might even involve someone breaking the law, like stealing or damaging property. And the choices on Kelso's wheel are broken up also into two areas. One is like the talking Kelso. So the choices that you might use your words to solve a problem are asking someone to stop. And we use a nice voice when we do that. You might try to talk it out. You might use an I statement, which is saying how you feel when this behavior happens, and that you would like them to do something different or stop. We share and take turns. We have to use our voice. To apologize and say sorry, we use our voice. And to make a deal, to make a compromise and a deal, that uses our voice. Those are all choices that involve talking, okay? And we have our I message again is stating how you feel when a certain behavior happens, like I feel sad or mad when you take that ball from me. Would you please stop? Okay. Another example could be, I feel sad when you call me by a different name, so name calling. Please stop and call me by my correct name. So you're asking them to stop, and then you're really clear about what you would like them to do. Don't call me that name. Please call me by my given name or my correct name. quiet Kelso. So there's also, in addition to talking Kelso, there's quiet choices that we can make. Choices that don't involve using our words, like ignoring. When we ignore someone, we have to pretend they're not even there. We don't look at them. We don't talk to them. Okay? Waiting and cooling off. That's another choice we might make if we're too upset to talk. Our amygdala says, hey, you need to get out of here and just go cool off. Walking away. It's kind of like waiting and cooling off. We just need to get away from that situation. Okay? And the last one, going to another game. We might just say, I'm not having fun anymore, so I'm going to go play this instead. The last video that you saw Marcy and Emma playing hopscotch. And Marcy had to talk it out. Do you remember this?
One day, Emma and Marcy were playing hopscotch on the playground. They drew a hopscotch with colored chalk. Emma knew the rules, so she told Marcy how to play. On the first throw, Marcy hit number 7. When she got to the 7, she stepped in the box.
No fair, Joe. Why? You can't step in the box that you picked. There wasn't a rule. I forgot to tell you. We had to do it. Okay.
So, Marcy tried again. And this time, she followed Emma's rules.
No way, that doesn't count. The rock was on the line. You didn't tell me that. I forgot to.
Marcy was starting to get angry because Emma kept changing the rules. But she figured that she was smart enough to get it.
When you change the rules, I feel angry. I wasn't changing the rules. I just forgot to tell you. Were there any more rules you didn't tell me about? No. It's fine.
Talking.
So talking it out is a great way to solve the problem. And you notice that Marcy didn't let it bother her so much that she couldn't talk to Emma. She talked to her right away and said, hey, when you change the rules, it makes me unhappy. And then she asked, are there any other rules you haven't told me? Because she wanted to be clear, like, hey, I want to spend my time playing a game at recess. I don't want to spend my time arguing about what the rules are. Okay? But then, if you remember the video, they continued to play, and Emma started to change the rules again. And so Marcy had to make a different choice. Watch this.
So, Marcy tried again.
No way. You had to pick up the rock while standing on one leg. What? That wasn't a rule. I thought you knew that.
Marcy was angry and not having fun. She had tried to talk it out, and she thought that was the end of the problem. But it wasn't. What else could Marcy do? She didn't want to have a fight. She wanted to have fun. Then she had a great idea.
I'm not having
Marcy did a great job handling this situation. Emma kept changing the rules. At first, Marcy tried to talk it out. When that didn't work, Marcy solved the problem by going to another game.
So sometimes the first choice that we make doesn't solve the problem. And it's important to know that some problems take some time to solve. They don't get solved right away. It was Marcy then decided, this isn't changing, and I'm not having any fun. So she said it in a nice way. She just said, I'm not having any fun. I'm going to go play a different game. Emma was confused because she didn't get why Marcy didn't want to play. She didn't listen to Marcy and understand that it was frustrating that she kept changing the rules. So here's another video of where someone is asking someone to stop, and they eventually talk it out. Watch this.
You know, sometimes you may face small problems, and sometimes you may face big problems. I can show you how to solve problems big and small without fighting using Kelso's choices. Let's find out more. In class, Jackie kept taking one of Linda's pencils from her desk without asking permission.
Is that my pencil?
Yeah, I borrowed it. Do you need it?
You didn't ask me.
I didn't think you'd mind. I'm done.
The eraser's all gone, and it needs to be sharpened.
Linda was frustrated and wanted to tell the teacher to get Jackie in trouble. Instead, she told Jackie to stop.
Jackie, please stop taking my pencils without asking.
However, later that day, when Linda returned to her desk, Jackie was using her ruler and markers. This time, she decided to talk it out.
Jackie, please ask before you borrow my stuff. It makes me angry when you take it without asking. Do you understand?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I won't do it again. Here's your ruler and marker.
When you have a small conflict to resolve, one choice is to say, "Please stop." If that doesn't work, you can talk it out.
So in that movie, Jackie kept taking Linda's things without asking. First, Linda tried to solve the problem by asking her to stop. When that didn't work, she knew she needed to talk it out more with her and be really clear about not borrowing her things without asking first. Sometimes we face problems that don't get solved right away, and we have to take an extra step and sometimes use a different choice to really get the problem solved. Now we're going to talk about big problems. And I want to remind you, big problems are scary, they cause us to worry, they're dangerous, someone could get hurt or is getting hurt, and they might involve breaking the law or stealing or damaging property. Watch the video and then we'll talk about it.
Sometimes there are big problems. How do you know if it's a big problem? Ask yourself, is this scary? Can someone get hurt? If the answer is yes, it's a big problem. How do you handle a big problem? Well, let's see what Tanika did. One day, Tanika went to the girls' bathroom. She saw two older girls playing with a lighter. At first, she wasn't sure what to do. Was this a small problem she was smart enough to handle herself? Or was this a big problem? Well, to figure that out, she asked herself, is this scary? Is this dangerous? Can someone get hurt? The answer was yes. So Tanika knew that this was a big problem. When you face a big problem, you must ask a grown-up for help. Now, you might think that's tattling, but it's not. Tattling is when you tell on someone just to get them in trouble. But this is different. This is reporting a dangerous situation. It's taking care of a big problem. Well, let's see what Tanika did. Tanika told a teacher what was happening. The teacher handled the scary problem and nobody got hurt. Big problem solved.
One day at recess, some kids noticed an adult they didn't know playing with his dog. One time when he threw the ball, it flew into the bushes, and so did his dog. A A few minutes later, he walked up to Linda and Sophia.
Hey you guys, I was just playing with my dog over there and he ran away. Do you think one of you could help me go look for him?
Hold on, I'll go ask one of the duty guards to help. Come on.
Talking to or helping strangers can be very dangerous. It's a big problem. But Linda had a solution. Linda faced a big problem, and she solved it by asking an adult she trusted for help.
So we've seen that there can be more than one way to solve a problem. And we saw that sometimes the first way you chose to solve the problem might not work. And we've seen that when you have a big problem, you have to tell a grown-up you trust. Now, let's look at something else. This time, we have a problem that the kids try to handle themselves, but then it turns out they can't. Let's take a look. One day at school, Andrew and a bunch of other kids were playing tag. Everyone was having fun. But then, Andrew tagged Ethan too hard, and he fell down.
Hey, why'd you push me so hard? I didn't. You ran into me.
Ethan was pretty sure that's not what happened, but he didn't want to have a fight. He wanted to have fun. So he said he was sorry.
I'm sorry.
Apologizing, saying you're sorry, is a great way to solve a problem. So the kids kept playing. Then Andrew went to tag Kevin. But instead of tagging him, he grabbed his hat and ran off with it.
What's the big idea? I didn't do anything. Yes, you did. Can't you take a joke?
Kevin was really upset. He didn't think it was a joke. In fact, he felt like pushing Andrew. But he didn't. What did he do? He decided to walk away. He didn't stomp. He just walked away. When you're upset, walking away is a great way to solve a problem. The kids kept playing tag, and this time, Andrew pulled Tanika's hair.
What'd you do that for? I didn't do anything. Yes, you did.
After Andrew pulled Tanika's hair, all the kids realized that Andrew was doing things on purpose. Annoying things. Things that were ruining their game. They had tried to handle the problem, but the problem wouldn't go away. So they decided to get help. They went to their teacher and told her what was happening. Sometimes you can try different ways to handle a small problem, but the problem just won't go away. When that happens, ask an adult for help. That's the best way to handle a small problem you can't fix yourself.
Okay, dragonflies. So we saw some big problems there. The first, older kids in the bathroom with a lighter. Fire is dangerous, and it's not okay to play with it. Tamika knew that, and she knew it was a big problem, so she knew exactly what to do. With big problems, we get help from adults that we trust. Then we saw a problem with a stranger, and it looked like the girls were at a park, and the stranger said he lost his puppy. They knew exactly that this is a big problem, and you don't talk to strangers, and no, you don't help them find their puppy if they're missing it, because you don't know for sure what they're about, what they're doing. So they knew they needed to get an adult to help with that problem. And then we ended with a problem that the first way didn't work, and the kids were playing tag. Okay, and I think Andrew was doing stuff on purpose. And so the kids realized that after the third time, and that's when they got help from an adult. All right, dragonflies, complete the attached activity, and I will see you next time.